Hey, what's up, people? This is John Gallagher of Dying Fetus. You're watching Metal Sickness. Keep it brutal, motherfuckers. It's definitely going well. It's been kind of a blur, you know, when you do just, you know, every day consecutively do shows, you kind of like get a little bit out of it, you know what I mean? And then it just becomes a job and you're like, okay, what time am I playing? What time am I eating? All right, let's do it. And then you just get on with it. Yeah, exactly. Get a bit robotic, whatever you want to say. And yeah, but it's been fun. The fans have been coming out. We've been doing some festivals and stuff, and of course those are always big and stuff. But even our one-offs, which we've had no support, just us, you know, going, and just has still been, you know, positive, very positive. Packed shows wherever we go. We just played a boat yesterday, and in fact, they had to do 2 shows. It was kind of, I think I've only done it 2 times in my career. Well, we've done like 2 sets back to back. We played this little boat and it sold out, so they had another show, which is cool, but it was just kind of hard on the throat when you have to do, you know, this growling shit. You know, it does add a lot of, you know, strain to the vocals or what have you. We did our first time in Istanbul, Turkey. Yeah. That was about a week ago, and that was very good. First time, great attendance, people very appreciative of the music. Yeah. And yeah, it was, the only bad thing is we were only there for like 18 hours, like flew in, flew out, and that was that. Didn't get to, you know, experience a lot of the culture and everything. I gargle with blood, menstruation blood, and it gets all in there. And I mean, it's all the same tricks that any singer might do, like tea, honey, you know, this kind of shit. Just, you know, try not to like yell a lot. See, a lot of times bands on tour, you know, it's not so much the singing that'll fuck up your voice, but like afterwards, if you're partying and you're doing blah blah blah, all this stuff, and then after, you know, a course of time, all that shit adds up. And but anyway, my voice feels pretty good for the show today, and that's great. Yeah, it's no problems. I mean, I've been doing it a long time, obviously, and kind of know what to do. Sort of what to do, sometimes anyway. Yeah, we're working on a new album. We just recorded before this tour a new song called Induced Terror, which we've been performing on the tour live, and we're going to do it tonight. But we properly recorded it. So when we get back, we're going to do, finish the mixing, probably do a bit of a video, just for a single, a teaser, because it has been a couple years in between albums, and we want to give the fans something so they don't forget. Like some bands go a long time, you know, and don't release anything. So we're like, man, we got to do something to hold over the fans in between this album. And so we're gonna release that. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's gonna be soon. Yeah. And then in the meantime, also continue writing. I have like 6 songs demoed out at home for the new album. Cool. Just have to complete, and I have a bunch of ideas, you know, just have to compile more songs and get some structures together. And so this winter we'll be recording, and look out for a new album next year sometime. I don't like saying specific dates because I don't know exactly when. The main thing is the material is strong, and I'm really happy with it, and you know, everybody I think will be pleasantly surprised and everything like that. So it's going to be in the same vein as the fans know Dying Fetus to be, but I have a couple riffs that are a little more outside the box, a little more musical, but not like in a bad way. It melodic?
melody.
A little melody, but not like happy melody. I mean, you can have melody, of course, in major or minor, but it's
still Dying Fetus.
It'll be more dark melody, we'll say, or something. And but you know, with an album, you have so many different riffs. It's hard to say. Like, it's not going to be one definitive style. Like, this is going to be slam. This is going to be technical. Yeah, it's going to be more of the same. Mix it up and do what we do. You know, like, I don't want to change too much, you know, but, you know, that's the thing with death metal. You're kind of pigeonholed into this kind of category, and you don't want to stray too far away because it'll piss people off. You've seen people have bands they tried and maybe had some, you know, different elements of music, and it's kind of a shame in a way, you know, like, you know, artists do want to expand, but at the same time, you can't really do that so much in death metal because it's so pigeonholed. So I don't know, it just is, it's a style, you know, and you got to stay in that style. But me as a musician, I still like to play other styles and write some other things, but I'll just keep that to the side in my own personal thing and happiness or whatever, and that's just the musician side of me coming out. You know, you got to try to experiment. But for Dying Fetus, it needs to be brutal. And that's what it is. But you can just try to advance it, like improve, you know, polish your style. How about that? Like, that's a good way to do it. Make the drums better, make the drums a little more extreme, and maybe a couple more complex solos, something like this. But so that's what we're gonna do. So look out for a new album next year. And yeah, I mean, it's been working for us. Like, I mean, the thing that people have to remember about all this is that this is death metal, going back to what it is, and you know, there's not much money in it. We all know that, right? We're not doing that. So then, I mean people, like human beings, have to make sacrifices to do this. Like, obviously, if you have children or if you want to have, you know, a nice life, you almost have to do something else other than this. You know, you're not going to get rich doing this. So a lot of the guys in the past, you know, didn't want to like dedicate their full lives to this. And could you blame them? Like Brian Latta, he's a successful businessman. You know, he works for Homeland Security, has a nice house. But had he stayed in Dying Fetus, would he have all that? A wife, kids? No. So it's just a choice, you know, we make, you know, with this stuff too, and dedication and what you want in life. But a lot of this is not me going, fuck you, you're fired, you know. You know, people leave on their own behalf. Like Mike Kimball, our last change, he just left. He wanted, you know, more money, a more lucrative lifestyle. So it's a lot of things behind the scenes, you know. It's not all so glamorous, you know, this life, you know. So you have to really want to do this, and that's the people that stay in this game, or the people that really want to do it. So right now I'm happy with the lineup and everything's going great, and that's that. So I think they do. I mean, you know,
especially in France, we know you're
France,
from the US.
Yeah. Like France, they tend to be very excited here, very energetic. You know, they really give off a good positive vibe, which we definitely feel as musicians. I mean, basically, it's interesting because different places have different reactions. You go to Switzerland, which we just went to, and they're, you know, huge supporters of the band. They come out, we played, it's a packed show, but they're not so active. They stand there.
Not so intense.
Not so intense. And I'm like, okay, well, they have a good economy. You know, they're not so pissed off at the world. You notice you go to some of the poorer countries, it's more active. They're more prone to mosh and they're more aggressive. But the wealthier places, they're more chill, reserved. But they still, you know, they support the band in their own way, you know. Which is great. But yeah, generally speaking, you know, anywhere we go, it's a different kind of reaction, but it's always usually a positive reaction and a good vibe. Man, there's a lot of bands that I wanted to see, but we have to leave here like after we play and go to a different festival tomorrow. Like I noticed Madball, Obituary, you know, stuff like this. I love hardcore. I don't know, but Scorpions and Judas Priest, all those big bands. But unfortunately, we're not going to be around to see them. But hey,
Well,
you know,
here.
we're here to do what we have to do, and that's that. You know.